All right. Patent pending, episode 9, a podcast for creatives.
By creatives.
And who do we got on today?
Lana.
What's up, Lana?
we have Lana on. What's going on, Lana?
Nothing much, just hanging out. It's been good being back in Vegas for the summer, even though it is hot as hell, but we're having a good time.
Where were you at
Previously?
not in Vegas?
Oh boy. So I am a touring photographer and videographer, so I've been gone all year. For most of the year. So I was on tour with a band called Palais Royale from January until March, and then I had a week off, and then I was out with Knocked Loose from March until May, and I have just had June, July home before I get back out there. So
nice. You came back for the best months.
I was gonna say,
I know. Yeah. I missed all the good weather objectively, but we're here.
Yeah, if you're not from Vegas or live in Vegas and you're listening, you're supposed to leave during the hot months, but Lana did the opposite.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta come back in and speed run 110 for a few months and then leave.
Nice.
What's that saying? It's like you gotta go through the storm to enjoy the sunshine.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
She went through the... Yeah, vice versa.
Leave during the good months.
What was your favorite spot of recent that you checked out on tour?
Where was I? Michigan. It wasn't Grand Rapids. Maybe it was Grand Rapids. I had never been anywhere in Michigan, and it was just very pretty, and it was a cool city, lots of cool coffee shops, record stores, skate shops. It was cool.
Nice little vibe.
Yeah, it was a good vibe. I've been everywhere in the U.S. though, so
I was going to say,
hard
probably
to
all
narrow
starts to
it down.
blend, right?
Yeah.
For these two tours, was it only U.S. based, or did you go international?
Yeah, these last two were just U.S. based.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to get out, but someday.
Have you done an international tour yet?
I have not. The furthest I went is Canada, so.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I've only gone to Mexico, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. You've gone down, she's gone. Yeah. Yeah. So how did you, first of all, where'd you grow up?
I grew up here. Yeah, pretty much born and raised is what I'll go ahead and say. There's a period of 5 years where I lived in New York, but that's before cognitive memory kicked in, so I don't count that. So yeah, born and raised.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sames.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike and my wife are the same. So.
Oh yeah, Ivana as well. Mm-hmm. Dope.
Yeah, it's the same thing though. She moved here when she was 4, but it's
now I'm full blown.
Yeah.
Born here.
Just commit to it.
Yeah.
Born at St. Rose, or what is the other one? Oh, there's obviously a million, but yeah.
Sunrise.
I think it was at Sunrise, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking Sunrise.
I don't know.
Dang it.
So how'd you get into tour photography?
I was very involved in just the local music scene. When I was in high school and stuff, I did band stuff. I was doing that thing. I was I love doing music. And then friends from here started going on smaller local tours in their vans, weekend runs, and they're like, you want to come? You could tour manage and shoot it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And just started small, did the local thing. And then one day I started getting different offers. And I was like, that's cool. That's actually super sick.
So you were tour managing and doing photo at the same time? It's hey, do both. Oh, shit.
Yeah, make yourself useful.
Yeah, here, do a bunch of things all at once.
That are,
Sounds fun.
Yeah. It was a small scale, though, so it wasn't a...
Right.
Yeah. So are you still TMing alongside photographing?
No.
Just full photo?
Just full photo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dialed it back a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Did you like TMing at all?
I like doing the organization side of stuff. It's fun, but
tickles your fancy.
Once it gets so big, it's that is a full-time job.
Yeah, for sure.
Juggling would be rough.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, you got to wear one hat. What were you playing in the music stuff before?
I played guitar and sang in a band, so.
What was the band called?
No.
Say it.
No. We didn't do anything. You can't find us. Everything's gone now.
We don't exist.
We did the whole alt rock thing,
What high school did you go to?
Coronado.
Oh, I was like, she probably went to LVA.
No.
No, okay.
Nah.
Don't you dare assume.
Where?
I stood out of the art schools.
Ashley went to LVA, right? Because she grew up here as well.
Shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on, guys. Let me go back and listen to my own episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Right on. So are there any other facets of photography that you do outside of just music and touring stuff? Do you do anything when you're back home?
When I am back home, I've been doing like production on like music video, like mid-scale stuff for a few years. So I'll like do the organization on that, and I help shoot with my friend Matthew Cole. So he directs and edits, and I will do like the production and like cam op on set. And then like occasionally I get like a weird like, hey, we love your live music stuff. Would you shoot our engagement? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm down. I never get to do things like this. Yeah. Sure.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Not all you, my man.
No.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite music venue you've been to in the U.S. so far?
Oh man.
The whole U.S. Ooh.
Or you can give me like just like some ones that you love. It doesn't have to be like narrowed down to one.
This is cool. In New York, there is a venue called Hammerstein Ballroom. I think it's like a 3,000 cap. The ceilings are really high. There's like paintings all over the ceilings. It's like an old theater that they turned into a venue. That's really pretty. Any House of Blues is like fun to shoot because it's all compact. I love that. This is hard.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Those are great ones.
That was a good one though.
I know. It came to me and I had to just get after it. I've always heard wonderful things about Red Rocks.
I wanted to. I think I get to this year.
Ooh,
I think so. Okay. It's a fun one. Knocked Loose is like on tour with Suicide Boys, and Suicide Boys is doing Red Rocks.
Oh, nice!
And we just added it on, and I was like, oh man, I guess I get to do it this year. Keep your fingers crossed
until you get there.
Yeah, Ivana just went to a concert there like a month ago, and she said it was awesome. Like it was cold, but like it was a really cool like. She said it was just like a wild ass experience just to be there.
Yeah. It's definitely a bucket list place. Oh, also the Rave in Milwaukee. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's right across from Ambassador Hotel, which is the Jeffrey Dahmer killed people there hotel. And there's like hidden tunnels underground. There's an abandoned pool. People died there. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of lore.
Sounds like a good time.
Did we just turn into a murder podcast?
And it is a massive. There's a massive ballroom. There's smaller venues inside the venue. It's a whole complex, and like it's awesome. Super cool.
Fuck yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. What are some of your favorite venues to shoot here in Vegas?
In Vegas,
or is there any? I guess I should also say
I love shooting Brooklyn Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bowl's good.
Since I think so, Vinyl at the Hard Rock rebranded into 24 Oxford now at Virgin, and I finally got to go and shoot there. And they installed these cool LED panels that kind of like do shimmery stuff behind the bands now, so that's cool. Yeah, Brooklyn Bowl is probably like the biggest venue I've actually like shot here. I haven't done anything at did they rename it? It was the Joint, and now it's the theater at Hard Rock Vinyl. That's a bigger guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is just, what is that one called?
The theater, I think.
I haven't shot there.
Kind of a lame rebranding. It used to be called The Joint.
Yeah, it was The Joint at Hard Rock.
Yeah.
No, I haven't shot anything at Virgin.
Oh, I thought you did, or were going to.
I don't know. The Chelsea. I've shot there. The Chelsea.
Nice.
I shot it because of Chelsea.
Oh, well,
I shot the Chelsea because of Chelsea. That's why I confused
it. That's a fun one. I forgot that venue was there.
That venue's sick. That was the most. I shot Deftones there a few
Watch my nice, well, it's not mine, but watch our nice poster there, our decor.
Shot a few months ago there, and the whole floor, like...
Yeah, it's suspended.
Yeah, but it's like, I know Brooklyn Bowls is as well.
But this is different.
Dude, Brooklyn Bowl is not the...
It's like times 10. I was like standing, I was like almost getting a little like...
The whole floor actually bounces with you.
That's what he was like, because you shot Deftones. Yeah, you were like 2 days later we did an episode, you were saying...
What the fuck is going on? I was like,
I've never been on the floor. I've seen crazy. Bill Burr do stand-up at the Chelsea, and then years ago we saw Brand New. And
I was there too.
I don't think, where he was like, where he got mad at like someone fighting.
Yeah!
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I wasn't on the floor, so...
I saw the 1975 there a few years ago, and that's a way more jumpy show atmosphere anyways.
Has it always been that way?
Yeah, since they opened. It's one of their things.
I've never been on the floor. Well, I've been twice, so I guess.
I shot another concert there, and it was like I don't know if it was Hispanic or it was Latin R&B. So it was not as jumpy. And it was during COVID, so it was all assigned seating. Okay. You could just stand up. But the Deftones were fucking nuts. And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You get seasick a little.
I was like, I think I was getting anxiety a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, I want to check it out now. I want to go to a show and experience this movable floor.
The Deftones, I think, are probably my favorite overall. I've shot them one other time, and I was like just blown away.
Did you get that 15 minutes? You know, like R3 songs?
Oh, no, both times I got to shoot the whole thing. Because one was downtown event center I got to shoot for, and they're like, do whatever you want. And then this one I was shooting for the lighting company, so like, do whatever you want.
Oh, yep.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. What's up, pups?
Hey, babies.
Nice to meet you.
That's baby. Yeah, we're working.
What were you doing before? So you said you came straight out of high school. You were already shooting, and then you jumped in with some local bands.
Yes.
Have you ever like had a normal job, or have you just always been a photographer?
I had a normal job.
Okay.
I mean, I did the barista thing. So I was at
yeah,
Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
I did that. The pipeline, you know? You got to be a barista. I did that.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, did that for a while. I worked at Zappos in the call center for a while, and then I quit and did touring full time and didn't really have to go back until the pandemic. So.
Oh, is that you had to transition?
I had to do stuff at home during the pandemic. That was hard.
Oh,
Right.
really? What did you end up doing?
I ended up managing like a gym.
So
Admin work.
okay.
Didn't really do much at all.
Yeah.
But I was like, I get to sit at a desk and I'm making money. So
yeah, whatever.
hopefully I have a job when this is done.
So how old were you when you first jumped into freelance? Like how long ago?
I was 20.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
Fresh. That's like you.
yeah. I was
Youngin.
20.
Yeah.
Are any of the local bands that you started shooting bigger now? Like, have you guys both grown to where you're like, oh shit, like we started together in a sense, and now it's cool that like.
A lot of them don't exist anymore.
Okay.
There is one band that is still going. Two bands, I guess. Distinguisher. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I don't think so.
They're getting to like a more national touring circuit thing. They're like supporting Rings of Saturn on a tour right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good. They've grown with me, but we were all like the same age. So like they've been doing this since they were like 16, 17, and like we're all still going. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. You watch, I guess being in the local scene, you watch a lot of people come and go, and that's hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Especially in Vegas, it's already a very transient place. So yeah, I can only imagine on the local scene. How did you get involved with Knocked Loose? Because now you said you tour with them.
Yes.
So because they're from
Kentucky, Louisville.
which is not Vegas. So
Which is not here at all.
How did that connection?
So a lot of years ago, I think it was 2018, I went on tour with this band Castaway. They were from like the Bay Area. They're like a more like hardcore metalcore band. And we met up with this other smaller band that was called Church Tongue.
Okay.
And Church Tongue and we got really close on that tour. Fast forward 5 years, the guitarist of Church Tongue joins Knocked Loose.
Oh, okay.
And they had like a last minute, they were like, crap, we leave for tour in a week. Our normal guy like bailed. Like, we need somebody to come on. And he was like, I toured with this girl 5 years ago. She was awesome. Look at her work now. You want to take the chance? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. They all agreed, and that was super cool. So he took the chance on recommending me. I was like, what if I would have been insane? It's been 5 years. What if I was not a cool person anymore?
They can always just leave you somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yeah,
Just
fly her
park
out,
and go.
fly her out to the first date, and then we're like, oh shit, we left her in Seattle.
So what were you doing because if that was a week's notice, what were you doing? Did you have to cancel another gigs? Were you in the middle of something?
No, I had just gotten home from that tour with Palais Royale. So I literally think I flew in, I was home for 2 days, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing next. I just have to wait for something to come up. If not, I guess I'm just off until the summer.
Yeah.
Whatever. And their manager just called me and he was like, hey, he recommended you. Like, I know this is short notice, but like, obviously it's a circumstance. If you're ready to go, like, we've got you. And I was like, give me a day. I can do it though.
That's awesome.
So perfect timing and everything, just the stars aligned for you.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I
awesome.
like how was the manager he or she?
Him.
I like how he had said, hey, precursor, like, this is circumstantial. Like, this is not how we operate. We're not going to call you in a week and be like, hey, hop on a plane and come work for us.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the subtlety of
It was like, we are in a situation right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate that.
So we have a lot of situations like that where I would hope it's circumstantial.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But they don't ever say that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh yeah, dude, are you free now?
Yeah,
It's
can
like,
you shoot in an hour?
I'll see you tonight, right?
Yeah. Literally, I got hit up to shoot EDC, and they had asked me within 3 hours. It was 3 p.m., and she was like, hey, I got your number. Can you be at EDC at 6 p.m.? And I was like, no.
That happened to me last year.
No, I cannot.
Nope.
So fat nope.
Not for that.
And I had just literally walked in the door from shooting another gig, so it was like double like, huh? I'm not even setting my bag down. Like, no, I'm not going to EDC
There
right
is
now.
no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there would be a way. Cost a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding.
So what camera? What format do you shoot on? Because Sean just made a big jump over to Canon.
Yeah, I was Nikon for a long time.
Canon. I'm mirrorless. I'm Sony.
I'm mirrorless too.
Okay.
He's
You're only
mirrorless.
mirrorless
That's
Sony. Okay. Yeah. I forgot that Canon is a competitor now.
Yeah.
They're in. Yeah. So I'm on a Sony A7 III.
Nice.
That
You
has
need a
been my
second
guy.
one? I got one.
Maybe we can talk. Yeah, so that's been my guy for a while. I've been debating going Fujifilm though.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about like
Oh,
the
it's
color and
insane.
everything.
I
The
have
color
heard good
on
things.
everything is insane. Like
Okay.
it's my friend Matt again. He shoots everything for his concert and show work, and even some of his music videos now on Fujifilm. He has
No
the
shit.
X-T4, and it holds up incredibly. The way it like color grades for video is insane. In photos, I'm finding it's like. It's like a weird picky thing that I feel like I made up, right? But it's like, it is retaining like the beams of light so much better. Like if
Okay.
there is like a show and there are any beams or like lasers or like, I don't know what the specific thing is, but it holds up where you can see the whole beam through the whole venue. Where
yeah.
I feel like I lose a lot of that sometimes. Like it won't.
Like it washes out.
Yeah.
The highlights blow it out
And
a
it
little bit.
is.
I feel like maybe there might be a contrast thing.
Maybe. I don't know if it's the color science or what, but
Yeah.
it just comes back and I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
this
know
is
who else
crazy.
went from like Canon or Sony was Mayweather's photographer, D.
Oh, really?
I saw him at the gym, and he was like telling me he had just got the Fuji and was like, oh, this is great. And I was like, oh, you did what? And I was like, were you shooting sports on Fuji? And he was like, yeah, I love it. And he showed me like color science, and I was like, whoa.
Nice.
It is beautiful.
It was super crispy too,
Yeah.
like a good crisp.
Nice.
Not like, I don't know,
Deep fried?
not like
Yeah,
a
like-
Deep
bad
fried
crisp.
chicken
Yeah.
crispy?
Yeah.
Not a bad crisp.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Another great question I have. I also just made the transition from Lightroom to Capture One. What do you use?
Lightroom.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's trying to get me on Capture One.
Well, I mean, I do like a lot of tethering as well.
Okay.
So that helps.
That's a huge factor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
a
I
huge
guess
factor.
the main thing is like the speed.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like bragging about like 500 files in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. The
My house
speed's
is the Stone Age.
speed's nice, but it's not like do or die. It was more like the tethering and other stuff.
Do you have two bodies when you shoot live concerts?
No.
Oh, you just rock the one.
I'm just crazy.
No, I don't think you are. Don't like shooting.
I
two
can't
bodies.
do it.
unless I'm doing sports. I don't like having two.
Yeah, I
bodies.
get overwhelmed with the two bodies thing. I don't know.
Did you rock like a lens?
I tried it
pouch?
before. Yeah, I have a little satchel, so
Oh.
I'll have my extra lenses in
Nice.
there, and I got pretty fast with it, so it's fine.
The quick change.
Yeah,
And then as far as like, do you have any restrictions when you're with the band, or you get the whole show?
I get the whole show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
She's like in-house. She's basically like in-house.
Basically, yeah. So
well, in-house is in-house venue. She's
Well, in-house for that band.
oh okay.
So no
See-
restrictions, whole show. I could go on the pit, I could go on the stage.
Yeah.
My thing is like I just try to stay, especially when production gets bigger. I'm like, if I can go on the stage, I will, but I'm trying to stay out of the way. Like
For sure.
Knocked Loose on the last tour went huge, big production. It was really cool, but they also had LED video panels.
Yeah.
So it's like I could walk out on the
you're
stage, but now I'm
blocking.
blocking the show.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So I struggle with that, where some people are
Yeah.
like, no, it's fine. I'm just going to get in and out. And I'm like, oh no, I feel bad.
That's
They
a
didn't see
good-
this 10 seconds of video. And what if they're missing a part of their experience now?
Yeah.
That's a really good question that you just made me think of is like, how do you find, I guess either of you could answer it or both, how do you find that line between I'm doing my job, I'm trying to get the shots for whatever it may be, band, venue, whatever, and then still being etiquette of like, well, I'm not the show, so I don't want to be in anyone's way. So you could answer that first.
Yeah, I guess I just have a lot of anxiety about it now because I
Yeah.
used to not, like, especially when it was like, I don't know, like doing like smaller or like mid-range hardcore shows, like I didn't care. Like I'm on the stage, there's people stage diving, it's no barricade, like I'll get in there, I'll have my camera in the air and like I'm not in the way. But like now that it's like there's production and like trying not to take away from the show, like I'll watch the show a few times, see where my spots are, and then like I know it's like, okay, during this song there's a blackout, I could probably get here, or during this song the video wall isn't going, so I could hop out here, or during this song I know the crowd washes out, I'll hop up on the drum riser, and just trying to like find things in their show where I can sneak in without being noticed.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. You have a whole game plan.
It's over awareness and anxiety to the max, but it's working out for me.
But it helps, like you said. Like, yeah, if you know that there's a certain scene where, that LED wall goes dark, then you could jump up and grab something, or vice versa. So I like that you're also paying attention to your things of like, okay, here's where I can do this.
Yeah, planning, adapting, overcoming.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you, Mike? Are you like...
It depends on the show and the venue. Because I'm shooting in-house. I'm very rarely shooting for the artist.
Right, but even then though, so then in-house you have...
Well, it depends what venue. So if I'm at like the Chelsea, like I've only shot there a handful of times. So I'm shooting in-house. I don't want to like fuck up. So I'm only doing the... first 3 songs in the pit, and then I'm floating around the venue outside of that. And then when you're floating around in the venue, you're not really in anybody's way. I'm never on stage. As far as the nightclub venues, when I'm shooting the DJs, I do whatever, whenever, unless the artist specifies like, hey, dude, like,
don't get in front of me.
That usually never happens. It's like one in a blue moon that the TM's like got a hard on, and he's like,
you can't shoot from the front.
Fuck out of here. Like, all right, cool.
Do you ever get crowd anxiety when you're getting a crowd shot and you like weasel your way in somewhere and you're like, I'm in front of this person, should I feel bad?
No, never that way. I get more like, this is fucking gross. This is gross. This is gross. This is gross.
Get away from me.
After COVID, I was like, whoa, I used to do this all the time. This is kind of weird. There's a lot of people around me.
I touched a lot of people.
A lot of sweaty arms.
Yeah, I had anxiety about that for a while, like especially with crowd stuff. It's like, I need to get into this part of the balcony. I want to get this shot. And I'm like, but somebody's standing there, and I'll like do a little tap, and I'm like, can I? And they're like, no, go. And I'm like, see, I'm the only one freaking out about this.
Yeah, maybe 7 out of 10 times, everyone's really cool in that sense. Like you got to lean against the balcony.
We're in and out. I'm not going to stay here the whole time.
Yeah, I think another thing too is I started doing is at first I would just kind of stay low key through the crowd, but then I realized if I hold my camera up high, it's obviously protected because I know I'm not going to get a drink spilled. Well, it'll just be on me. But then also people, when they do, like if I nudge them, I'm like, hey, can I get by? First they're like, who's touching me? And then they're like, oh, just kidding, he's an employee or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, and most times too, like once they see the camera, like they're fucked up and they're like, oh, he's just doing his thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is at a hardcore show though.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little more amped up maybe. I mean, I don't know, any show people are pretty
usually
on, like,
it gets like pretty respectful. It's like, oh, you're obviously doing something. You're supposed to be here doing this.
Yeah.
It's like if you stay, like I've had like random people like in like a mosh pit like just come over and stand in front of me and like go protect mode, and I'm like, that's really cool of you. I don't need it, I promise. Like I'm gonna be okay. But like on the off chance that I get my absolute life rocked right now, I do appreciate it.
Do you ever have any issues with security?
Yes.
All the time, probably, right?
Yeah.
And no matter what venue you're at,
and how do you like? Has there ever been situations where they're like, absolutely not, and you're like, yeah, but like I'm literally with this band, or I'm for the festival, like I do have access though. Yeah.
There's only been a few times where it's like absolutely stopped me from doing my job, and it's also I get angry. I'm a pretty level-headed person, but like there's been a few scenarios where it was like security put their hands on me or like shoved me and was like being shitty about it in a way. And I was like, now I'm mad. And like, I will step to the side. It happened House of Blues, Orlando on my last tour. And it was this big guy, and he's like, you can't go in there. There's crowd surfers. And I was like, I do this every night. And he's like, you're going to get hurt and it's on my head. And I said, I promise I am more aware of them than your team. And he was like, you can't go down there now. Who do you think you're talking to? And I was like, please let me in the photo pit. You are stopping me from doing my job. And he started screaming at me. And then he's like, if you just keep talking back, back. I'm going to get you out of here for the rest of the night. And like shoved me out of the way. And I got real angry. And I just stepped to the side, took a few deep breaths, took photos of the back of his shirt. And I was like, I'm going to give this to my tour manager. It's going to be handled later. And then I just didn't go back there to avoid being angry. But small things like that happen sometimes, or like access and like other venues. And it's like, to try to avoid that, I usually try to go up to the like security team while they're having their meeting before the show, because they have to do that anyways, and be like, I'm the photographer for the band. Please let me do my thing. Yeah. But if I miss a security meeting or there's a guy who didn't pay attention, then it's like, you can't go on the balcony. Yeah. You don't have the credentials. And I'm like, but why not? This thing says all access.
It literally says all the access. It literally
says I can go anywhere I want.
Yeah, so do you get a specific credential for the tour?
Yeah, okay. So most of the time, so we'll have our like tour laminate pass. The security team will get like a photocopy of it and be like, these guys get all access. They get to go where they want. Or like if the venue has its own rules, it's like, here's this wristband. Like this makes it easier for us, so our crew already knows.
Yeah.
You know, instead of being like, I don't know what show's happening tonight.
Yeah.
Do you ever get burnt out, like on tour, shooting the same band every night or a few nights a week, right? Because they're not usually playing every single night.
Yeah, that's been something that I've struggled with for a long time, and I feel like most touring photographers like struggle with, because it does get hard at a point where it's like, it is the same show, and then like the bigger you go, it's like we have the same lighting designer. The light show is the same every night. We have the video wall. It's the same every night. We're wearing the same outfits because we have stage clothes now, and it's like, how do I make this feel different?
Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to like tackle. Like, I don't know how I've mastered it. I think I'm just like still like, yeah, I'm bummed out and like my stuff is starting to look the same and that makes me feel weird, but like the band is still stoked on it. Like I'm still getting a crowd shot where it's like, I know where we're at and we got this venue and thanks for that. So it's like kind of reinforcing it with like the client I'm working for is still excited about what I'm doing, even though I feel like it is redundant 30 whatever shows in, but they're still stoked, so I have to be like, I'm grateful that I'm here still, and grateful that this is my job. It's super cool, and just keep pushing through.
Does it help that it's usually in a different venue each time?
Yeah, that's the only thing that like kind of changes it up. So like when you get a cool venue, it's like, okay, at least I could utilize this. Maybe I'll go more crowd shots tonight. This venue has cool architecture. Like this has this piece. Like, so it's like switching that up helps.
Nice.
That's like a hard thing with like stadium tours though. Stadium tours, you load in like your own stage and all stadiums kind of look the same. Yeah. So that's like scary.
Okay.
Except for the one we shot in a baseball stadium.
Huh?
Yeah.
For So What?
So What? Music festival.
Okay.
It was on a baseball.
I was like, I thought you were like referring to something you did. I was like, I'm so confused.
No.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Baseball stadium. So,
this that's different.
This is unique.
Yes.
Okay, so it's I missed those photos, I guess. I was looking through your stuff last night. But so you shot something in a baseball stadium?
Yeah, we were in Texas in May 27th through the 29th, I think it was. Yeah. For So What? That was a 3-day festival. That was based...
Oh, that's when you guys met.
Yeah, kind of in passing,
That's what you were referring to. I was like...
Here's our inside joke.
Keep up,
Mike.
Yeah,
you alley-ooped this for me. I was like, what are you talking about? Sorry, guys.
Jesus, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
So you didn't see my photos or her photos?
I did see your
saw nothing. Great co-host, Mike.
I didn't see the baseball stadium part. I saw the photos, though.
To be fair, none of mine were the baseball stadium. They were just the bands.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair.
Well, that's fucking sick. So you guys just kind of bumped into each other and then...
Well, actually, I saw her because you were in-house for So What for that, right?
Yes.
So I seen her work, your work, through the So What page because I met Casey there in person.
Yes.
Because I was with the Ghost Inside and he's friends with them. And they were like, oh, here's Casey. And I was like, hey, what's up? And then I was talking to another guy. I think I met another guy named Jeff. He ran into me. But yeah, so I was like lurking the social team. I was like, who's shooting?
That's tight.
Us.
And then I saw you.
And I happen to be from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, you were like, I live in Vegas. And I was like, oh, sweet. Small world.
So do you shoot festivals as well in-house?
That was my first time.
Oh,
really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
How was your experience?
It was pretty cool. It was kind of chaotic. Our team was like, they were all close. Like Casey was amazing. Hunter was running it. Hunter Garrett. So it was just like a lot of people. They all do this though. So like we had a guy filming on Red, and he does like EDC and festivals and hyperlapse stuff. So like instead of it being too like, here, organization, go here, go here, go here, they were just like, wherever you wanted to go. Like, you know what to do. You figure it out. We have all the stages. Here's our home base. Yeah. We'll talk about it at the beginning of the day, but like, just go do it. So we all kind of just ran around with our little heads cut off.
Chickens
cut off. But yeah, it was crazy, but it was super cool. And Texas heat is messed up. Yeah. That was hard.
It's moist, right?
Moist.
I was fine all day until about 7 p.m. And then it just hit me and I was like, just water, sweat, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the day that you were there, Saturday, the Ghost Inside day, I showed up wearing cargo pants. So I was like, I could do this. I'm fine. And like, maybe by 4 p.m., I remember walking up to my office, laying on the floor, and everyone was like, what's wrong? And I was like, if somebody doesn't drive me to Walmart right now, I'm going to freak out. I need to buy shorts. And they're like, are you serious? And I was like, I'm so serious. And I'm sorry, I'm never like this, but I'm going to freak out. They literally were like, we could find scissors. And I was like, just drive to the Walmart. It is across the street. The heat was bad for me.
Damn.
I can't do humidity. I guess it's why I live here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I'm pretty good in the heat, but once you mix in humidity, I'm...
Sticky in pants, bad.
I've realized that with people that are from places with humidity versus us that are dry, it's like one or the other. People are like, oh, I could deal with humidity. This dry heat's weird. And I'm like, well, I could deal with the dry. The humidity, you just feel gross.
Yeah. Because it's like, at least with no humidity, you can get in the shade, cool off a little bit. There, it's just the same no matter where you go.
Well, yeah, you just have to change clothes constantly. I'm just wet. I'm just uncomfortable. I can't sit. I can't stand. I'm just, ugh.
Yeah, I found in the humidity what helps quite a bit, Gold Bonds.
Oh,
nice.
A little baby powder.
Just dries you out?
Yeah, just powder your genitals.
Get you
it helps. My girl puts it on her thighs.
Yeah. You got to prevent the chafing, dude.
It's super nice. Yeah. Especially if you already have chafing because it has menthol on it. Game changer.
Yeah.
It'll cool you down real quick.
Noted.
So do you find, I know for me, because I shoot a lot of venues here in town, and it's vice versa of you. It's different artists, but same venues.
Yes.
So I know for me, I find using different lenses helps me be motivated, you know, or like fun. Do you do the same or?
Yeah, I'll usually, I guess since I'm on tour though, I'm like using all these things, so I'll usually just pick something up like halfway through a tour, or like something like, oh yeah, I just bought this lens, don't know why, but I'm trying it out, or like I've picked up like some weird vintage lenses sometimes and just been like, I'm gonna do that, or like just like made a challenge day for myself. I'm like, I always shoot the show. I know the angles I have to get. I'll get everything I need in the first 3, and then I'm just gonna go sit over here with like a 85 and just see. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've started playing with prime lenses when I get bored. I'm just like, I'm gonna just put on this one length and be like, challenge myself. What can I do with this?
The prime lens is a very good way to challenge yourself because you're stuck at that thing. You don't have that comfort.
Yeah.
I recently went back to, because I always keep the 85 on me.
Yes.
I never get to it. And then recently I was like, force yourself to like switch it, throw on the 85, and then it's like, it's fresh again. You're like, okay, I gotta fucking make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 2 lenses I bought when I started, I worked up to I bought the 35 and then the 85. So when I first started shooting shows, those are the 2 lenses I had. Which is great for low light.
Yeah.
But then also so I'm super used to that focal length. So I still use those quite a bit now.
I thought everyone started with a 50.
I've never had a 50.
Nifty 50.
I thought that was like a rite of passage.
I've been shooting for 13 years. I've never owned a 50.
That's the staple.
I've used them. They're amazing, but like 35, 85.
Yeah, I started with a 50, and then I haven't used my 50 in so long. I'll use it for like product stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, that thing just sits in there collecting dust.
I would definitely take that with you to places.
Well, I have the 85.
Yeah. Well, different focal lengths.
I know.
50.
Dude, you know what I've been bringing on me? 24, 35, 85. Like, they're pretty close. And I'm like, I still use them all.
Is it the Holy Trinity? No, the Holy Trinity.
Maybe Holy Trinity of Primes. I think that'd be 35, 50, 85.
So do your vintage lenses fit on your A7 III? Or do you have an adapter?
I haven't used them in a few years, honestly. I was using them when I had the 6300, and there was like an adapter that came with it. It was like a Helios something, and then like this old Mikey lens, and they're just like weird focal lengths and like just weird. They sold them with an adapter, so it went on, but I don't know.
Yeah, because that's interesting. Sometimes I think about the same thing of like, what can I do to like keep things fresh? And like, I've Like I shoot film that's fresh, but then now that's starting to like, I'm so comfortable with it. It's like, okay, it's not like really necessarily fresh anymore. And then I'm like, well, what if I bought an old lens? But then I'm like, well, that's probably not going to work because I just bought like the top of the line camera. They're not going to make an old.
Yeah. You just got to get weird. I know people like filters and prisms
which is good. Which is good. Keeps things creative.
Yeah. So when you're on tour, do you have like, before the tour starts, do you have daily deliverables that you need to give them each morning? Or is there a set amount of images you need to give them? Are there like prereqs for that type of stuff? Or is it just they trust you to do your thing?
They kind of just trust me to do my thing. What I've found is that I severely over-deliver in comparison to some people. So, like, I severely over-deliver. Yeah. So, like, I'm kind of just like, wait and see. If you have, like, constructive responses, let me know. So, like... I don't know. Usually the only thing I will talk about is like, because I do video as well. It's like, how often are you wanting that? That is a prerequisite that I need to know. It's like, am I doing this weekly? Am I doing this like nightly? Like, what do you need from me? And I've done both, and that is hard.
That's what I wanted to ask, because I noticed you do video. Do you juggle both in the same project, or I guess same night? Are you switching between photo and video, or are you just like, nope, tonight's photo and tomorrow is video?
Yeah, so what I've had a tendency on well, I guess it depends, because on my tour earlier this year, I was doing nightly video. So I would get on the bus, essentially, dump my photos, do my edits, export those, give it to the band, and then I'd be like, okay, I have to do like a 10-second video thing right now. Not a big deal, just 10 seconds, and then I'd go into the video project until I felt like I was going to drop dead, usually, because it was way too late. But when it's in the same night, it's hard. I'd rather get the photos out of the way first. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to rethink that strategy if I ever have to go back daily, because the video definitely takes a little bit more of my brain.
Yeah.
But with like most other stuff that I've been doing, it's like a weekly or bi-weekly thing now for video turnaround. So I'll just do the photos nightly. They get those in the morning. And then if I have a day off, I'll just sit there and crank out the video in one sitting usually.
Nice.
Yeah, juggling both is tough. I've been telling myself to not take on projects that are both photo and video, because it's just too much. It's just
hard to say no to that money.
It's hard to say no, and then you're just like a yes. You're like, yeah, I'll do it.
You say yeah, and then when you sit down to edit, you're like, fuck.
When you realize you got to edit 2 formats, you're like, fuck.
This is gonna take longer.
I told myself no.
It is. Maybe that's a lie. I was gonna say it is a fun challenge sometimes, but
it's a fun challenge.
Until I have to sit down.
Speaking of challenges, well. Thought you liked challenges. So speaking of gear, you reminded me of a question. Is there anything that you've been eyeballing recently you want to get, or anything that you recently got that you were eyeballing?
I just bought the 24-70 Sony G Master, not the new one, because they just came out with the second series.
You just bought the damn lens I'm selling. All right. So how long were you eyeballing, or what were you using before that?
I had what was I on? I think I had like a 18-35, just Sony guy, 2.8, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, I am tired of all the prime lenses. I literally just had the 18-35 or whatever. I can't even remember now, and like a bunch of prime lenses. So nice. I was like, maybe I will try this out, and if I like it, I will keep it. And I bought it and tried it out at So What, and I was like, yeah, this made everything easier. I wasn't switching lenses 17 times a set. This is cool. So that was my guy that I was eyeballing for a while. And now that I've done that, I'm like, cool. And now I'm like, I want the 70-200 just because you have to have it, right? And I'm like, don't do it. Just wait.
Yeah, Sean wants to go in too, right?
What?
7200.
Well, I had one for my I had Nikon, so I'm trying to just now buy all my lenses for Canon.
And I was just giving you a hard time because you borrowed mine.
Because I borrowed yours, so yeah. Because I was like, well, I'm leaving in a week. I'm not gonna buy a lens right now, and then it's gonna sit for a month.
Of course, dude. Yeah, you borrow my stuff anytime you want. I was just giving you a hard time.
I know.
Like he's getting all red.
He's never gonna recover from this.
So how do you stay organized with your photos and stuff? And then what about your backup situation? Do you back everything up while you're on tour?
You're a double backer upper, triple?
I am not a double backer upper. I am living my life on the edge right now.
Okay.
So on tour, I'm working on everything off of like SSDs. So I have a few Samsung T7s, like 1 terabyte guys, and I will work off of there. So I'm dumping nightly onto the SSDs. I'll work off of there. I do separate Lightroom catalogs for every tour I'm on, because what? Have you just chaotically been dumping in a one big thing for years? Oh.
Yeah, we brought it up on another episode, and Ashley, who we had on, was like, every client is new catalog, and he was like, yeah, same thing.
Different
and then I was like, oh shit, session. I'm on like yearly catalog.
Yeah, I mean, like when I'm home, I'll organize it like by tour. So like every tour is a catalog, and then it's like I'm home June, July this year. So I'm like summer 2022 homework, and then like I'll put that on there. So like at least it's like. Cataloging is annoying as is. I get it. I did that for a long time. I was like, everything from the year is in here, and it's messed up to look at your files at the end of the year and be like, I know,
but my brain, it's definitely not the most functional. But my brain, I will always get on a random kick and want to edit like older photos.
Yeah.
And so I like that everything's there, and I'll just go, oh, well, this photo I never posted, or I want to edit, and then I'll go on that.
It's the strength and
but
weakness.
I need to get out of the habit because I know it's not good looking at like 30,000 photos. And
I guess you're psycho.
Yeah.
But I double back up, so I make up for it, right?
Yeah, at least you do that.
I'm organized too.
Yeah. Files. When I'm done with my SSD, I come home, I just dump it onto a big G drive, and I'm like, well, it lives there. If that fails, I guess I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I have a desk drawer of hard drives.
Yeah.
I'm looking to build like a RAID storage right now. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
I just don't want to do it. To be so honest with you.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
like,
yeah.
here is my drawer of crappy junk drives that I'm just accumulating.
Yeah.
They have a little label maker. I'm like, here is the months. I have a notebook where I write down what's on it, and I'm like, if I need it, it's there. I probably won't, but if I do.
If I ever get on this thing where I need to go back.
Well, the drawer of drives will stay there.
Yeah.
And if I get the RAID storage, I'll be moving forward.
I'm
not gonna add all that.
You're like, I'm not going back.
No. That'll always live there. I'll move and the drawer will stay.
Yeah. It's now part of the house.
And then, so are you doing a lot of like tour bus tours?
Oh, or
yes. So recently I've transitioned into doing like tour bus stuff, which has definitely helped from like even like band touring and like bandwagons are a thing too. I don't know if you know what those are.
I don't.
These are insane looking things. It is essentially like a semi-truck cab with like a live-in box truck attached, right?
Whoa.
Like it is just a crate guy. You could look up pictures of it. It's pretty wild. But it's like, yeah, and they're painted black. They're called bandwagons. There are 9 bunks in there, a little bathroom, and a fridge in a living area. So it's like a diet bus.
Okay.
A little more affordable, not as comfortable. The suspension in the things are crazy.
Is that why they say you're hopping on the bandwagon? The term?
That's probably why they named it the company. The company, and they were like, "This is funny."
Oh, it's a company that's named that.
Bandwagon.
Oh, it's not like a real thing.
No, it is an actual. They call themselves Bandwagon.
Well, that's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The branding.
That's good marketing.
That is. I was gonna say, so you're editing. You don't have like obviously a desk, but your editing bay is just like in your bunk.
No, on the buses I will have like we have like 2 tables. So there's like a table in the front, a table in the back. I'll just claim one and be like, I'm working here.
Yeah.
Talent needs my table.
Yeah, that works. I usually try to like, I feel like I'm better motivated editing in the venues. So like I will ride out venue editing as long as I have to until I have to clear out of there. So like I will look at venue curfew and I will sit in the band's green room until venue is like, okay, we're clearing everyone out. And I'm like, cool, thanks for your time. I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. So then now you have like almost like a little space to yourself.
Yeah.
And so they boot you out.
Yeah. Because the band will usually shower, go to bed or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
just sitting in their green room working
your
till
thing.
then. So
Oh, okay. That's smart.
I've made it work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you probably get snacks and stuff and waters while you're
Yep. AC. That's
Cheez-Its.
not just a loud generator whirring over your head.
Cheez-Its and Gatorade.
Yeah.
You get the Welch's fruit snacks.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. Compliments.
We were doing Uncrustables last tour. That was our request.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I've ever eaten an Uncrustable.
I don't think I ever had one either.
Ugh.
I
we
love
missing-
I love peanut butter and jelly,
It's just peanut butter and jelly pressed in together.
but it doesn't have a crust.
There's no crust. Perfect for me.
Oh, you don't like crust?
I'm a crybaby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll peel the crust off on my first bite of sandwich.
Diagonal or vertical?
I'm diagonal.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she's a creative one. Go diagonal.
I heard it tastes better that way.
It does. It does.
There's more of it that way.
It adds 4 points of flavor. When you're shooting with a band or a client, and say another band sees your work or sees you taking photos, and they, oh, well, how much you charging to this? Do you entertain the idea of possibly a new client, or are you like landlocked to, hey, I'm with this person, this is my priority, talk to me later, email me later, or another time?
Like other bands on the same tour situation, or just like other clients, potential clients hitting me up while I am on tour to sort out a future thing? That is the question.
More so, yeah, if there's another band on tour or with a show and they see you and they're like, oh, you're doing photos. Are you like, say, I'm not here for that, sorry, I gotta focus on them? Or are you...
It kind of just depends on the situation that I'm feeling from, like, the band. So, like, I give the band who's hiring me the priority. I'm like, hey, like, they are my priority. Let me talk to them. Like...
Oh, okay.
And, like, if it is a situation where they're, like, on the same tour and it's like, oh, the opening band wants photos as well, I'll usually be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it every day, but, like, if there is a cool show, let me know. Or, like, if there is, like... this is your hometown show and like it's a cool thing happening, like let me know. Or like maybe like 2 or 3 shows a week, like I'm willing to like work that out. But with like the workload I'm already having, like I am shooting this band, they brought me out, I am their person, it's like they get the full priority. And overall in my head the say of like, is it okay if I do this for them as well? So I kind of leave it in that court.
But we played right before and you're already here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Think about it.
Yeah. Well, we play right before him, so I mean, if you just come 30 minutes
I
earlier.
am tired.
Yeah.
I need to sleep. Yeah, and I figured too, it's probably easier if if they're touring with them, so it's the same opening band every show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Opposed to like just somebody random from that city or whatever.
Yeah.
Which one's more popular, you think? The opening band will tour with the main act, or they just get someone different each city?
Normally the tour package thing is happening now, so we'll have the same like 2-3 bands for the whole tour and no local support usually. So
I wanted to ask, do you ever go through moments of like comparison?
Yeah. Absolutely.
How do you deal with those moments?
It's kind of just like, it's trying to remind yourself that like you are in the place doing the job you are doing because somebody saw the value in you. So like trying to remind yourself of the value that you hold, and like sure the other person is good or might even be like an inspiration to you, and like you compare your work to them because like, you know, like they're doing cool stuff too, and like I wish I was doing that, or like I don't know how they do that, I wish I could do that. But it's still like it's like a humbling thing. Like I'm just gonna remind myself that like I've been doing my process and it is working for me, and you know, like I don't see anything as like a competition. I'm a collaborative person. That's so good. I will also like no fear or like doubt about it. Like if somebody's doing something cool, I will tell them I think this is cool and I respect that and I wish I could do that. And I don't like copying in the like it's like I'm inspired by you, but I'm not going to take what you're doing and like make it my own. Like it's a fine line, especially in like music photography, where it's like, well, like I still do have my own thing going, and I'm glad that I'm like inspired by somebody else doing it. But
I'm going to piggyback off that. Do you ever catch any flack for like in-house photographers at different venues when you are the band photographer, or is there any like
weird tension at first?
For us, well, for me, I could say there's always
Speak
like
for yourself. Oh.
No, because we've literally talked about it. There's always kind of like what's up, or like if I'm shooting in house and like there's a tour photographer in there with the artist.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's like a weirdness, and I feel like it's always 9 out of 10 times I'm always like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. And then it's like, oh, we're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like, but if I don't do that, it's always just like,
yeah, it will never happen.
yeah.
I don't I never have issues with it. Okay. It's like, if you're there, I'm assuming you're there for a reason. Like, obviously the introduction thing is cool. It's like, then I know who you are. And then it's not like I'm paranoid in the pit. Like, it's after the third song and this guy's still here and is security not doing their jobs? Are the other photographers going to flood back? Like, I have no idea. But I'm also like, if I am in a situation and it's like, okay, it's after third song, somebody's still in the photo pit. It's just one person though. They have to be here for a reason. They probably know somebody. They could be press. They could be in-house. I don't really care. It's like, so you're not in my way.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that though, because I feel like that's a huge like stigma at first is the competition aspect. And then you're like, well, if you're here, obviously you have some sort of purpose. Like, I'm getting paid, you're getting paid, so what do I care?
Yeah.
But to piggyback off what you're saying, in my experience, if I see another, like a videographer and I'm doing photo, or another photographer, if I don't initiate like the, hey, what's up? How's it going? Or even if it's just like hey, what's up? Then it doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I have had,
I don't know if I look scary or people are just like, fuck this.
Yeah, dude, you got neck tattoos, bro. And then you're scary as fuck.
But then when you say like, hey, you're like, oh, well, shit, you're not going to
Well, like, I've had maybe a handful of times where I've had bad experiences where like someone's just deliberately like rude as fuck. And then I have to like, I'm working, I'm getting paid. So I have to like bite my tongue, just kind of do my own thing. Like the biggest thing is like them just standing directly in front of you or something. I'm like, I'm going to lose my fucking mind in a second. But then I just like, all right.
Like, that's a weird move. Yeah. Cool.
God, now you're my shot. And, I can just kick you in the head.
Yeah.
No, but so then like, I was just curious if you ever ran into shit like that.
No, I mean, I don't really mind. Like, I was lucky enough, like, Knocked Loose was very, like, respectful when I was with them, and they're like, hey, our friend wants to come shoot, is that okay? And I'm like,
cool.
why would I care? It's your friend. Like,
and you're like, I'm also working for you
right
right
now.
Yeah,
my girlfriend's doing photography, can she shoot? I'm like, absolutely. Like, I don't care. Like, I know what your show is. I see it every night. This is your friend who is here. They also tour. They also have a camera. Like, whatever it is, like, they get to have this for one night. I'm not going to take that away from them and tell them, like, no, you can't do it because I need ungarnered access of the 15-foot photo pit that is 3 feet deep. Like, I need all of this space so I can be all in there at once. Like, no, it's fine.
This is me right here. This is all mine.
All right, I got another question. Who do you gravitate to the most when you're on tour? Like the LD, the AV guys, the band members themselves, the tour manager, the guy who drives the person who drives the bus. Ooh. Who do you typically gravitate towards?
So that's fun. So obviously working for the artist, I have to be around the artist a lot too. And it's like capturing those candid moments obviously gets a lot easier if you are friends.
Yeah.
So it's like making sure, like that's the priority. Like I am friends with the band. They like me. They don't think my humor is bad. They like being around me. So they invite me places so we can do things. So like that's a priority. But I always find that I am hanging out with the merch person.
Oh, really?
Because they are always in the same spot. Yeah. They are not leaving. They can't leave. Yeah. So it's like it's like a favor system. Like you're stuck at this table all night. If you need anything, I'm doing nothing until the band is on. Let me know. So like we get close. We're both working, and it's not as like chaotic as like, oh yeah, I'm bothering the TM right now while he's trying to do his paperwork or like whatever. Yeah. But I'm pretty balanced. Like I'm still close with everybody, but like I'll go hang out at merch a lot.
Okay, cool.
If I'm not with the band. Obviously, having the LD on your side is good, though.
And then you probably got like a chair back there. You could sit and relax for a little bit. You can stash your gear. It's going to be okay. Yeah.
Just hide out. Yeah, hide out for
the LD is great as well. Yeah. Each venue, I always try to introduce myself. Well, now, if it's, I know them now. But if it's a new venue, I'm always like, hey, what's up, dude? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I feel like it's just a simple introduction. Yeah, just a simple introduction.
Thanks for being good at what you do so I can be good at what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a brain fart. I had a question.
No.
Because we were talking about...
who do we get close to?
Yeah. Contracts.
Contracts.
Do you have contracts? For your tours, for your shows?
So a lot of the times the bands will come to... for tours, the bands will come to me with a contract from their legal team type of thing. So it's like...
Okay.
So I don't have to draft anything. For like one-off shows when I'm home, I don't really contract it. It's like I'm showing up. Pay me day of, please.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Please.
Yeah, but like the bands will oftentimes like draft it, so it's like usually sometimes there's like an NDA in there, and it's like, don't talk about specific things that happen on this tour, please. And I'm like, understandable. We are living together, so I'm NDA'd from a few people I've worked with, and then it's like, if you are to get fired clause, here is what has to happen. Or if you are to quit the tour, you have to suggest a replacement, and you have to give us at least this much notice, and your pay cuts off at this point. And then just pay clauses in those contracts. So it's like, your travel days, you still get this rate, but show days you get this, and then you get per diems on this days and buyouts on show days. Like, so all of that is included. So it's a weekly rate for what I'm doing in touring. So you get paid weekly, and you will get a per diem. Usually they'll give you per diems weekly as well. The tour manager will just hand it to you at the end of the week on the tours I've been on, but you will get like daily buyouts for food. So that'll be cash handed to you daily, where it's here is your food allowance of the day of like $30. Have fun.
What's the difference between a per diem and a, would you say buyout?
Yes.
What's the difference between that?
I think buyout comes from the catering budget of the venue. So the venue is paying the buyout, whereas per diem is paid from the band. It's like per diem is like, you were here with us. Here is a daily. I don't know how.
I get what you're saying, because I've only heard per diem. Yeah, that's why I was curious.
It's like the same, just paid from different places.
Oh, nice. Either way, it's cash in your hand.
Yep.
Nice.
Your first tour you did.
Yes.
Did you do it for free?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they were friends, and I was like, "This is cool. Let me come. I'll do everything." I was like, "I'm making sure your merch is selling. I'm making sure you get to the venue on time, and I'm taking
tuning
photos.
your guitars. I got you.
You're on stage in 5 minutes, and you're drunk. What the hell?" Like, I just took it all on. I did it for free, though.
That's awesome.
I was just happy to be there.
Yeah, you're just happy to see different shit.
Do you think those were good fundamental building blocks for where you're at today in your career?
It was experience. Yeah, it was experience. I'm grateful that I did it, because I'm just conditioned to deal with things now, and also it's like nothing stresses me out, and it also feels like it's like I did those crappy tours with bands when they were at their beginning, so I get to like relate to the artist a little more. It's like, you remember when you were in a van and like you couldn't pay for stuff? I remember when I dumpster dived at a Little Caesars right after they threw all the hot and readies away for the day because we were hungry. Like, stupid shit like that. Like, it's like I have all these stories now and it's fun, but experience wise, like, did it do anything for my photos? No. For my actual career? No. Do I have some great stories? Absolutely. Okay. And a lot of
maybe
patience.
life lessons?
Life lessons and patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has contributed there.
Well, yeah, at least there are those fundamentals you can take with you, even if it's not the, per se, photography side of things.
Shaped who I am as an artist. That dumpster pizza really did.
That dumpster.
I think about it every day.
Anytime you have a good pizza, you're like,
dumpster pizza. This is sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Is there anyone on your bucket list that you would love to work with?
Ooh.
And they could be dead too. They don't have to be alive.
Ooh. I get so bad at bucket list stuff. Okay. I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't want to. It's like, if I set this bucket list thing and I don't do it, am I going to be sad about it forever? Ooh. So I don't think in terms of that. Bring Me the Horizon has been one for a while. I'd love to work for them, but I am like in this super like appreciative state right now because I am going on tour on their tour package with them at the end of the year, which is super exciting. So that tour is happening, and I'm like, I get to be on it, so like that's close enough for me. Yeah, maybe I'll ask their guy if I can shoot one night.
Who is their guy? Was it Adam Elmakais?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? The guy, he's bald.
I'm sure. Yeah,
he
Adam
probably worked with them for a long time.
I think,
they had, his name was Brian Cox. He was with them for a few years. I don't know who's going to be their guy now.
Nice.
Yeah, Adam, have done some.
I used to always watch his YouTube videos and his Instagram. He's not very active anymore, but he says some dope shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I want to Bring Me? I want to shoot Deftones really bad. I've never been able to.
They're sick.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
wish.
the most hardcore or metal or whatever you call it I've done. All the other shit's like rap or EDM.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJs or... Yeah. Okay, so what are you doing when you're not taking photos or editing videos or shooting videos?
Yeah, what have you been up to while you've been home, like on your break?
Ooh.
Just normal Lana. What is she doing?
Day-to-day life.
When you're not on a podcast.
When I'm not on the podcast, I have become obsessed with Mothership coffee since I've been home.
Oh, okay.
So that is like my daily thing, because if I can pay $6 to make me a little latte and be happy for the rest of the day, that's worth the investment.
For sure.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So I will go to Mothership. I hit that. I hang out there for a second doing whatever. Like I'll just sit on my phone. I'm just vibing out. I'll go home. My roommates are pretty fun. I live with two brothers. They're in a band. They're pretty funny. So we'll hang out. I have an awful TikTok obsession, so I'll doom scroll for hours.
Doom scroll. That's a great word.
Dang.
I love that.
That's a new one.
Doom scrolling.
I was about to say like deep dive, but
Doom scroll.
That's a
Doom
little
scrolling's much
old,
better.
yeah.
It's ominous and it's funny.
Holy shit, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, take it, please.
Is there anything you like to do outside of photography? You have like a pet? You got...
I don't. I love cats, but my
Okay.
cat lives with my parents because I'm touring, and why relocate him?
Yeah.
So I love my little cats.
So do you go like hang out with your cat?
Yeah, sometimes when it's worth it, I'll go say hi. His name's Big Boy. He's super sick.
He's
Yeah,
big.
he was. Now he's like happy and not depressed, therefore not fat. So
Yeah.
Big Boy isn't even a fitting name, which is unfortunate.
No, he's just a normal boy.
Yeah, and I. What have I been playing? Oh, I played Diablo. I don't know if you guys ever played.
Oh, yeah.
I've never played, but I've heard of
I've
it.
know of
Okay.
It was a
yeah.
big thing. I think it like kind of comes in like waves, right?
Yeah, they
it
do
was really
seasons
big when I
and
was in high
stuff.
school. And
Yeah,
Are you on computer or system?
I'm on a system. I just play on PlayStation.
PlayStation? Okay.
Yeah,
Because wasn't that originally, was it a computer game?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I want to say
And
it
now
was.
they've developed it onto like Switch, and it's cross-platform. And I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play my silly little game on my PlayStation and hang out.
That's what I miss about. I used to play like Call of Duties back, like 7-8 years ago when they were like hot. I mean, they're still hot, but like, yeah, it just got too complex. Where I'm like, yeah, just give me like some cool different gun options and some this and that. But like now it's just like
think
way too much.
life got too complex.
That is fair.
I'll still play it, but it's like I just don't have fucking time.
I know I don't have time either, but like sometimes I sit down because I have a PlayStation, whatever 4, and I have like one game.
Mm-hmm.
But I sit down and I want to like, I'm not gonna do work. I'm not gonna do photos. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
a normal guy. And then I play and I'm like, this is way too much thought. Like I wanted to not think.
Yeah, during the pandemic, we got into Ark. I don't know if you ever heard of it. I played Ark
so.
for a while, dude. It's so much fun. We would just do
Let's talk
nothing
about
all
Counter-Strike.
day
Is
and just
anyone-
play Ark all day.
Anyone used to play Counter-Strike?
And I never played Counter Strike.
Oh, that was the shit.
No.
I know. I
Dang, I just aged myself.
was a Halo guy. That's what I like to play. I want to get a new Xbox and play Halo, but I told my girl, and she's like, "Oh, so you gonna buy an Xbox so you can just sit there and collect dust?" She's like, "You don't fucking have time for that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably
Like,
right."
you're not wrong, but
I was
to
like,
let
damn
me
it,
do
I
it.
shit on my dreams.
I hate when you're right, because for a second I'll be mad, but then I'll go, yeah, you're fucking right.
What's your packing situation?
For tour.
Yeah. So, do you have a camera bag? Do you have like a Pelican case for your? So I want to know. I'll just simplify. I
know
want to know
everything.
how you pack your clothes and personal items, and also how you pack your camera equipment.
So I'm a big fan of the panic packing. So
Okay.
I will just and I'm working on it right now, like because it is not good for me. But I usually panic pack all my clothes. I'll just grab big suitcase and I'm just like, what season is it? Here's what. Okay, we'll figure it out when I get there.
Yeah.
So that I don't stress about. Every pair of socks, every pair of underwear goes in there though.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the actual clothes, no idea what ends up in there. But I've got the essentials, so I'm
Yeah.
good. I have a toiletry bag that comes with me that is everything else I need. That stays in the suitcase. That will then get moved into my bunk. I just sleep with it. Whatever.
Okay.
And then I need a better Pelican situation right now because I have like a briefcase guy and it makes me want to blow my
Oh, you don't have
brains
wheels?
out. No.
Oh.
So that was a mistake I made this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was like, my parents were like, oh, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, I never tell you I need anything. I'll tell you I want a Pelican. And they got me a briefcase guy. And I was like, I'm not going to tell them that wasn't the move because then I'm unappreciative.
Right.
So I just took it. I was like, I'll stomach it. It has been the worst thing ever. Like going through an airport with everything in this little briefcase guy, like my arm's falling off. It is miserable. But in there, I have all my lenses. I had 2 camera bodies in there, my flash, all my batteries. Like it's just a messed up situation. Like lens filters, anything I need is in there. My laptop I'll throw in there when I'm flying, and I just throw it over my head as a carry-on.
Nice.
But you shouldn't briefcase all of that. I'm gonna be so honest with you. It has been the worst 6 months traveling in airports. It is awful.
The Pelican
So you
briefcase.
need to pick up something with wheels this summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I leave for tour again, I need wheels or I'm gonna explode.
So you pack like they do in the movies where they're just throwing shit into the suitcase. I'm like, if it closes, we're good.
Kind of like that. I'll at least I'll bring everything to the suitcase and then be like, well, I mean, I'm bringing all this stuff. Let's make it fit. And I roll. I roll all my clothes.
Huh?
Yeah. So here's like a rolled suitcase of things. It's like a mystery box grab.
So, okay, then if you're on tour for extended period of time, you got to do laundry.
Yes.
Actually, right?
Yes. So usually on off days, we will grab a hotel room and everybody will do hotel laundry. So we get quarters. We all call laundry. We call showers.
Nice.
So we do. Yeah. I hate doing laundry, so I will literally go until I have no clothes left. It's bad. Some venues have laundry machines too.
Okay.
So like if you ask around, they'll have laundry. What? You have laundry, don't you?
Yeah. Encore.
And you've always wondered.
Yeah, Encore Theater. I'm there all the time, and we hang out in the laundry room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do they have a laundry room down here? That makes total sense.
Yeah, so artists can do their laundry.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. The more you know.
It's like artist laundry and then like by day bar towels.
Like linens, whatever they have.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, they gotta have the
clean
linens.
things. So yeah, that's how I'll handle that. I try to pack as much as I can though, so I don't have to do too much laundry though, because I am just awful at it.
Black and white or color?
Ooh.
Gun to your head, you have to choose one.
Gun to my head.
You're dead.
I'm dead.
You lost.
Well, first of all,
I'm
dead because I didn't answer. But
yeah. So that's a hard one for me because I have a huge problem with like creating variants and just like it's like I couldn't choose, so you're getting a black and white and a color. Sorry, like you're scrolling through multiples of the same thing. Yeah, I don't care.
They both look rad. So
they both look good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have to go color just because at least it's like, I don't know, like I could always play with something and make it different. And with black and white, it's like, this is what it is. And I can manipulate it a little, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit less.
Just maybe for what I'm conveying, like I'd prefer color, but gun to my head, I don't know, I'm dead.
That just made me think of something. I should switch up the question.
To what?
Next time. And say, you could only shoot
black or white or color for the rest of your life.
No,
pick one.
No, that's what I just said.
Oh,
I
said
said
for the rest of your life?
No, I said gun
But
to your
you're dead.
head. Yeah, so.
If you don't pick one, you're dead. So, I mean, kind of for the rest of your life.
I guess what I'm getting at is like, instead of like color or black and white, it's like you can only shoot with this lens or you could shoot color. Like something where it's like, ooh, it's like a challenge.
One focal length for the rest of your life. Pick. I'll go first. 35 millimeter. Sean?
Really? Oh,
you're dead.
and it's got to be a prime, right?
Take your time. No. Well, yes, because it's only one focal length.
Oh.
I didn't say lens, nerd.
I would probably, I'd have to go safe and go 50.
I'm freaking out.
One focal.
You back out the story and only one lens survived.
Geez. That'd be
I think
awful for
50s
me.
are probably pretty good pick.
Your parents got you an even smaller briefcase this Christmas. So they're like, hey.
Just the body and the Jesus. Yeah, I think I'd stick 35 also.
Yeah.
I just need a little bit. I need a little bit.
I know.
Of
I
real
used to
estate.
like, so when I bought the Sony to shoot her like outfits and stuff.
Your wife?
Yeah, my wife. When we first bought the Sony because it was gonna be like her camera, I bought just the 35, and I was like, this is going to be perfect.
Fine.
And on the Sony, the 35, I loved it. I was like, oh shit, this is a good focal length. But for some reason, after I got out of that habit, I don't miss a 35 at all. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like you said, 50 was your first lens outside of the kit lens. Mine was a 35. 35, so I'm just so used to it.
I'm just thinking safe because I use the 35 now on the 15 and 35, and I'm just like, the 35, it just like is not.
Yeah, but a 35 1.4 versus like a 35 2.8, completely different.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe that's why.
You should challenge yourself and just use 35.
But that means I got to spend money because I don't have one.
Dude, my favorite pastime is making you buy new gear. It's convincing you to buy new gear.
Just do it.
So every episode, we like to have a gear recommendation that pertains particularly to your facet. So, for instance, our last episode with Yev, what did he recommend?
He recommended don't buy cheap shit. Basically,
Nice.
depending, right?
What was the saying? Buy once, cry once.
Buy once, cry once.
So he's saying buy the more expensive thing up front, and then you won't cry, because if you buy multiple cheap things, you'll cry multiple times.
Yeah,
That's fair.
buy nice or buy twice.
Yeah.
So our question is, do you have any sort of tech or gear recommendation that makes your life easier?
While touring. It can even be like a toiletry bag, or,
Or like editing, or a certain
just anything.
hard drive that you found, wow, this really helps my day-to-day or my workflow
Yeah.
easier.
Or it could be like melatonin, helps you sleep at night or something.
There's an array of things I could choose from here.
We overloaded you, huh?
I think my favorite thing that I've picked up, I've always been so bad with gear for a long time. Like, not like I treated badly, but like biting the bullet and buying was never my thing. But I have loved having the Samsung T7 SSDs. They are just slim. They are lightweight.
Yeah.
I have a nice little pouch for them. I don't have to worry about like the cabling anymore. It's USB-C to USB-C for my MacBook, so it's awesome. Yeah. It makes it super easy, and they're super fast. So I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great answer.
That's a good little... They're the T7?
Yeah, there's a T5 and the T7.
Oh, yeah,
the T7s are sleeker.
And faster.
Faster.
Yeah.
There's not much of a difference, but yeah.
I'm familiar with the T5. I know I've seen them. I think I have the Lacy.
They look basically the same. Just
They
one's
are the
like
same.
much faster.
One is like this much bigger.
Millimeters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barely.
Is there any, do you have any local artists you want to highlight? And it doesn't have to be photography. It could be a DJ.
Anybody dope in Las Vegas that you like?
Graffiti
And
artist.
you already mentioned Mothership Coffee, so that's a good one.
I had Mothership Coffee. I shouted them out. My favorite bar in town is Born and Raised. They have Eastern, and they have one on Cimarron.
Okay, this popped up one other time. There's two different things. There's Born and Raised, and then there's bar.
Don't go to bar.
Not
'cause
bar.
It's the chain.
Go to Born and Raised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
Born
go
and
there all
Raised is the
time.
one.
It's up the street. Yeah, good spot. Good
Should
rec.
probably check it out.
Yeah, love them. And then quick run through shout out Distinguisher. I've been working with them for years, and my roommate's band Allura. They're awesome.
Nice.
So I got your food, your coffee, and if you want some new music.
There we go. You crushed it.
You literally crushed every category.
Where can everybody find your stuff?
I am on Instagram at Lana Lion, or you can search my full name, Lana Ann Lopez, and that'll come up. And that's where I share most of my work.
No website?
No, I'm insane.
Oh, you are.
I've been working on building one. I am insane though.
Yeah, you are crazy. But hey, if it works for you.
Well, yeah,
she is working on it.
If you're already working and getting paid, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like one of those things like, whoa, I need to do this to get jobs. Like, you're already working.
Yeah, clearly
it's just an addition.
Yeah, I do want the website just for better archiving purposes and being like, here's what I do. But, working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
time will come.
It takes like a day. You just have to sit down and all right, today I'm going to drink a bunch of coffee and I'm just going to knock this out and just do it.
Have anxiety.
Yeah, you have anxiety thinking about it.
What do I pick?
Do you have any advice that you would give maybe 21-year-old Lana?
When you first went on tours?
I was so young when I started touring. Dear God.
Or just, lessons you've learned along the way that if you could go back and give yourself.
If I could go back in time and talk to younger me when she started touring. I started touring when I was 18. And one of the first bands I went out with, I was just nervous and I didn't really know what to do. And I decided to ask some friends. I was like, what should I be charging? And it kind of set me up in a bad place for like for a few years of my career because I was just undervaluing myself because I was like, what should I be charging? I was doing tours for like $150 a week.
Oh shit.
A week. And like I still struggle with undervaluing and not knowing like what fair pay is even in like day-to-day projects. So if I could just go back and give anything to younger me, it would just be like value yourself, like know your worth, like, which is a very stereotypical message, but like I was in such a situation where like probably set me back for a few years because it's just like I didn't know how to scale that for myself.
I
feel like we all struggle with that.
8 out of 10 like photographers that I know struggle with that, including myself.
There's still certain projects where you're like, oh,
there's only, I can't think about very many people that don't have that issue. You know,
it's very
that's
common.
one of our topics.
Where's people are like, yo, I'm fucking expensive.
I don't know.
I'm exclusive as shit. Like hell
yeah. I don't really know too many people like that.
It's like hard. It's hard to figure it out, and it's like it's a project I want to do, so whatever you can do, and I do that all the time still. And I'm like, stop doing that. Like you know what you want for it.
Well, do you find that sometimes there's the potential? Do you find that sometimes there are situations where you could be put in a good position to better your future, and that might outweigh a monetary value?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you make that decision? Like, do you have to sit down and talk to yourself about it? Like, all right, like, this is going to be worth it, even though it's this much money.
Yeah, it is all a pep talk. It's like, honestly, it's like, okay, like, can I be in this situation for a long time? Is there a chance that I stay with these people? Will this expose me to somebody else? Well, I guess I can take the whatever, like, and it's usually fine. And really, at the end of the day, it's like, as long as I'm paying my bills and like, I'm fine and I'm happy and like, I feel fulfilled with it, I'm fine. Like, I could do the bare minimum and it's like, whatever. But it's like, also like, no, but you deserve more. So it's the two. It's the angel, the devil on the shoulder for sure. But there is a longevity like aspect to it where it's like maybe this will pay off. Like this is worth it to me because I'm happy now and maybe it'll get better, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's tough separating like I don't want to say hobby, but like the hobby part of our brain and then the business part of our brain that's got to go, no, you can't do this for.
And I think that all comes with like just advocating for yourself. It's like, I am me and I am one person and here's my wants and also here's my needs and here's
There you go.
Well, here's another question. Do you find that, how much of your personal money are you spending on tour? Because I know you are getting those per diems. You're getting cash outs. Do you, because I know the last gig I did that was out of town, I think I definitely came home with more money than I left, but I did find myself like, oh, like we're here, like let's buy this and like drink and eat this, and you know. Yeah,
I'm pretty good about not doing that.
Okay, good.
So like, I love being on tour because it's like I'm just saving all my money. I haven't touched anything, so like it's pretty cool for me in that regard.
Okay, cool.
That's interesting. Yeah, like it actually works out for you where you're like, I haven't spent any money.
Yeah, and I'm like it's like if I'm spending money, it's like everybody went to the bar and I spent a little more than I wanted to, but like who cares?
Okay.
At that point, but I'm pretty good at just like just spending the money that I'm
stashing those nuts for winter.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
It's like Monopoly money.
Chipmunk. Yeah.
Just the saying.
Chipmunking it.
Stash those nuts for winter.
That's pretty good.
My buddy, I was just on vacation, and my buddy had a disposable camera, and he's like, I can't find it. He's like, I probably squirrel stashed it somewhere. And when I was drunk, and I don't remember where I put it. I was
like, you're just like squirrel
hilarious.
Yeah.
But, cool. Well, I think that was wonderful, you guys.
This was beautiful. Thank you.
We will link all your work in all the links where you link things.
All the links, all the things that we link things.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Super cool.
Cool.
See.